Hi guys, it's Shane again, and I'd just like to do a video as the name suggests, because a couple of people asked me to do this, you know, my general opinion, so I'm going to do it on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. Now, I know people have got them for Christmas, some people got a PS3, some people got a 360. I'm not going to include the Wii in this, because as most of you know, I'm against motion sensor gaming. I think it's a load of bollocks. So I'm just going to go with the two consoles that, you know, are pretty much based around just, you know, the standard controller. I know these consoles have the option of motion sensor, like Kinect and PlayStation Move, but I'd just like to go through the pros and cons of both consoles. And I just wanted to do this video today because I haven't done a video since before Christmas, and I said I was going to take a while off. I've got, as you've seen, I have a whole list full of videos that I've planned doing ahead, but I'm not going to show you what they are because I want to keep them a secret. You might be surprised with some of these, some you probably expect, and some are going to be a complete surprise to you. I've got actually a couple of classic games I used to play, and I'm going to just do a quick video on them. I'm actually going to download them and play them just for a video, but it's going to be exciting stuff, and that's going to come later on, probably back end of this month, early end of next month. I've not decided yet. Obviously, next Wednesday, we're back with Winchester Wednesdays, the new revised version of Winchester Wednesdays. I'm actually looking pretty forward to it because it's going to be completely different, and I'm pretty psyched about it. So I hope that goes well next week. We get more viewers, and I hope it's more universal for everyone and everyone can enjoy it, because I found before it was just for the odd select few people that just wanted to take the piss and have a laugh, which I didn't mind, but it wasn't bringing in the audience I wanted it to. So I've gone away, I've re-revised it, and it's brilliant now. I revised it not long after the last episode. I thought it was a good idea and completely screwed up the paper and scrapped it. So I've re-revised it now, and I'm completely happy with it now. So you're going to see that next Wednesday, not tomorrow. No, it's not tomorrow because it's Monday today. I did have to know what fucking day it was. I know it's Monday the 7th of January today anyway, guys. I'm right about that. I just seem to think we're on Tuesday for some reason. It's definitely a Monday. So it's not this Wednesday, it's next Wednesday. The next Winchester Wednesdays comes. Before I get into the video, I've got a couple of shout-outs I'd like to give out, because I put a status on Facebook today. Like the status if you want a shout-out in today's video. The first person that's on the list, I'm going to do them as they appear, is Charlotte Davis. She's the biggest female WoW nerd I know, but she's a really nice lass, and I'd like to give a shout-out to you. I've not seen you in a while, but I hope you're doing well, and I hope everything's good for you. Also, another person I haven't seen in a while, Paul Tatum. I grew up with this guy when I was very young. We used to hang out a lot and, you know, skate together. It was pretty good. So, a big shout out to Paul. I spoke to him a few days ago for the first time in years, and he's doing alright now, which I'm happy about. And also, but last but not least, definitely not least, is Tom Gowlett. I'd like to give a shout out to him as well. I had some laughs with him on Need for Speed. And I've just recently added him on Facebook. We started talking now, so I'm trying to get him on a PS Plus program because it's absolutely brilliant. But I'm going to get to that in a sec. So yeah, about the PS3 versus the 360. We're just going to concentrate on these two consoles. Now, the PS3 I'll start with because I actually own one. The PS3, its pros are pretty good. It has a Blu-ray player, which the Xbox 360 doesn't. Now, I've heard that the Xbox 720, it's a prototype name, it's not actually the finalised name yet because nobody knows it, they're not released till next year. Basically, the 720 is going to be with a built-in Blu-ray player, but they could have done that for the Xbox 360, I don't know why they didn't. Probably something to do with Sony. But yeah, the Sony PS3 has a Blu-ray player. It's a pretty good Blu-ray player as well. Also, playing online is completely free. You don't have to pay to go online. However, if you do buy a game used from some like CEX, or you buy them from Game, or wherever you get your pre-owned games from, if it doesn't come with a code, or it does come with a code for an online pass, but it's been used, I'm afraid you have to pay $7.99 to play some games online. Now, I remember Medal of Honor. I don't have an online pass for that, but I have played it online. But I know things like Need for Speed The Run, you cannot play online without an online pass. So, I don't know if it works the same for the 360, because these online passes have just started cropping up these past couple of years, and I've not owned an Xbox since 2010, so I had two Xboxes and got rid of them, so I can comment, I have had both consoles, but PS3 wins it for me. I'm not going to slate the 360, obviously the 360 does have some pros, but it also has a lot of cons as well at the side of the PS3, but I will get to them in a sec. Also, the PS3 has PlayStation Plus, and so does the PS Vita now. Basically, PlayStation Plus, you pay the same amount of money as you would for playing your Xbox on Xbox Live, which costs $39.99 a year. You can pay the same for PlayStation Plus, and they give you over 65 games a year for free. Now, I'm not necessarily saying the newer titles. I mean, this month I've just got Mortal Kombat, which I've absolutely been hammering. If you've been following my Facebook, you'll see the achievements on there. But that came out last year, so it's not so old, but there's stuff on there at the moment like Infamous 2, MotorStorm Apocalypse, Little Big Planet 2. There's all sorts of different games on there that are all for free if you're a PlayStation Plus member. I think they're retailed at between $15.99 to $29.99, but PlayStation Plus members will play them for free, which is pretty good. The only downside to this is, if you stop your PlayStation Plus subscription, any games you've downloaded through the PlayStation Store you got for free will not work without a PlayStation Plus subscription. However, if, I don't know, it's not your PS3, someone in the family has PlayStation Plus and you do not on your account, you can still use your account on that console and still play the games, as long as the active subscription the games were purchased on is still there. That's fine. Now the Xbox 360, the pros of the Xbox 360, I would say that you get a lot of exclusive titles that are better for the Xbox than they are for PS3. I mean, you get Fable for PS3, you get... right, try again. You get... this is what happens when you have a Christmas break. Start again, take 3. You get Fable and Halo for the 360. They're really popular games. Also, I've noticed that the servers seem to be more full on 360s than they are on PS3s, and the connectivity is slightly better. But obviously you're paying for this service, so that's what you'll expect. You expect a better service. Also, one big con I don't like about the Xbox 360 that's a massive flop is the 360 will only play DVDs. Now you have the option to play HD DVDs, which are kind of like Blu-rays. You know, you get the Blu-rays in the blue boxes. HD DVDs are the same, but they come in red boxes. I don't know if you've seen them about. They're very rare. They didn't really take off because DVDs came out, and then HD DVDs came out. And as soon as HD DVDs came out, Blu-rays came out and kind of just overshadowed HD DVDs completely. So there is the option to play HD DVDs on a 360, but you have to go out and buy an external drive to play the HD DVDs, which the last time I checked about a year ago was around $29.99. That's £30, which is pretty expensive. You're looking at about $65. It's a bit stupid to say they could have just made the internal drive HD in the first place. I'm not sure about the brand new black slimlines, and if they have the HD DVD built in. I wouldn't know because I haven't owned one. I only owned an arcade, and I owned a Pro with the chrome tray. I owned one of them. But yeah, that is a big con to the 360. The cons to the PS3, I would say, if you own an old PS3, the original versions, is they tend to make a lot of noise when you're playing high graphic games, especially I found Frostbite engine games, such as like Need for Speed The Run, Battlefield 3, Medal of Honor Warfighter. As soon as you've been playing 20-25 minutes, and I don't know, the game demands a lot of graphic, then it kind of sends a PS3 a bit crazy, and it sounds like a cooling fan on full power, and it's kind of annoying. You have to turn your TV up to hear it over the PlayStation, which is a bit silly. Now, I've heard that the Super Slims have been improved and they're a lot quieter. Like I said, I can't tell you from personal experience because I don't own one. I only own the old one, but which is only 80 gig. I know there's like the 250, the 500 gig ones out now. But hopefully later on in the year I'm looking to upgrade to a 750 gig hard drive, because all they are is 2.5-inch SATA hard drives, which brings me to another pro of the PS3. You can freely swap hard drives in a PS3 as long as they're formatted correctly. There are tutorials on Google to do that if you're not sure. But yeah, the PS3 is brilliant for that. All they are is 2.5-inch SATA laptop hard drives. They're pretty easy to change out. Whereas with the Xbox, you kind of have to buy specific hard drives, especially with the old one. You have to buy big, long hard drive trays that fit in the top, and they only went up to 250 gigs. So that were kind of a downside on the Xbox, and the PS3 wins it on that. But yeah, so I've given you my opinions. I mean, You don't have to go out and buy a PS3 just because I say so. I mean, everyone has their preferences. I know a lot of people with PS3s, I know a lot of people with Xboxes. Now, what I would like to see from this video is, if you post in the comment box below, I just want you to post either PS3 or 360 and tell me which one you prefer. And I'd actually like to see that, and, you know, I'll see, you know, what's the most popular. I'm probably tipping it's going to be the Xbox, basically because, you know, I don't know, people seem to side with Microsoft more. And I think Microsoft are kind of a bad company, especially with the release of Windows 8. I think it's absolutely terrible. But I don't know, some people like Microsoft. I know that Xboxes are extremely popular in America, more so than PlayStations. But I don't know, Sony has been doing this since 1996. I mean, with the exception, there's only, I really say, the middle button, which used to be the analog button, but it's, you know, really now it's built in. You can't switch it on or off like you used to be able to. And my controller, yes, it is 6-axis, which means it's motion censored. You can tilt it side to side. Heavenly Sword is a game I had. When you play it as, there's a girl you're playing it as, and she's got a bow. You can fire arrows, and as soon as you fire an arrow, it's called aftertouch. You can steer the arrow with the pad. You can tilt it to which way you want it to go, and it's completely 6-axis. Some games support it, some don't. Now, I'm not one for motion sensor gaming, like I said, but I do occasionally turn it off because it's just not for me. But it's nice to have that feature built in. It doesn't have to be used, not all games use it. But the Xbox 360 doesn't have that as standard, they're just standard pads. The only way that the Xbox is motion censored is with Kinect. And that's another downside to the Xbox as well with Kinect. If you own an old Xbox 360, you know, the Pro, the Arcade, the Premiums, then you have to have a power supply just to work Kinect. I know if you've gone out and got the new Slimline with the Kinect built in, you can get the device as well with the package. It's just plug and play. You don't actually need a power supply for it, but I suppose they didn't really think of expanding the power supply to the older ones. They should have just, you know, done it right in the first place, and I don't know why they didn't. But there you go, that's Microsoft for you. I guess that's the second fuck up they made. I mean, with PlayStation Move, I know, I will say that the PlayStation Move controllers kind of look like some kind of weird sex toy, but they come in a variety of colours too, and they glow on the end. Yeah, but they work basically just as well with the old ones as they do with the new ones, and that's, you know, a lot better. I mean, so with the PlayStation 3, like I said, it's got a Blu-ray player. They have Blu-ray from the start. It's not something they added in later, which is something that, you know, Microsoft are probably kicking themselves about now, but that's what you get, Bill Gates. You know, he's trying to cut back and keep things cheap while making as much money out of people as possible. But that's what he did with the old Xbox. When he released it, it was something like £400. And then I think it dropped like £70 in price within the first week because basically nobody bought it. Now, I'm not saying Sony are like the gods of gaming. I mean, they have had problems in the past before. The PS2 would just suddenly choke on its own spindle and just stop spinning discs and scratching them up. Especially if you had your PS2 on its side, it'd scratch discs. And also, the release of the PSP was supposed to come around the same time as the Nintendo DS. The prototypes, they had the square button too close to the screen, and if you press the square button a little bit too hard, it'd crack the screen. So they had to recall all them, and the PSP didn't get released until around August, September that year. So yeah, I had to buy the DS then because I was going to get a PSP, and they just basically fucked that up. But I've had a go on a PS Vita, and I think they're pretty cool. An amazing piece of technology for what it is. I like the rear touchpad and the AR cards. I think that's kind of weird, but I don't know. I'm kind of against motion sensor gaming, and I'm going to get to this in another video. With someone else. I'm not going to disclose who yet, but the video is coming Wednesday. It's not a real Winchester Wednesday video, it is just going to be a normal Wednesday video, but I'm going to do it with a guest, so it's going to be a little different. But yeah, I hope everybody had a Happy New Year, and I hope everyone had a good Christmas and got everything they wanted. And basically this is my video for today. I hope you're all well, I hope all the best for 2013, and everyone just has a good week, and I'll catch you later on in the week. See you soon. Bye.